Actually, this is in my bucket list, but I haven't did this yet.
Okay. Right. So, um, for you mentioned your hobbies, right? So you're into fashion designing, fashion designing. So how do you get into this? How do you get interested in fashion designing?
So actually, when I was a kid, let's start from starting. Was also had a like very keen interest in. So, but she wasn't useful, and uh, she was in English teaching too. Actually, it is hereditary. It is genetic interest in me. I love fashion design since I was in sixth time, saying that this is a genetic interest in me because my mom also had a very keen interest in fashion industry and fashion design.
Hmm.
She was a superb, she was a superb designer, but she didn't pursue this thing professionally. So when I was
Hmm.
in standard, I discovered this interest in me. I used to draw dresses on the back of the pages. I love to get the knowledge about the models and the fashion designers of fashion industries, or how the ramp shows, fashion shows are carried on. So
Hmm.
I used to watch a lot of fashion shows, and yeah, and I have heard, I was so much inspired by many famous fashion designers, for example, Gucci or Chanel, Manish Malhotra is there,
Hmm.
uh, such people. So yeah, this was the thing, and I had researched about the exams also. There is an exam of NIFT, UC. Fashion designing was also taught in IIT Bombay, but
Hmm.
circumstances happened that I was not able to pursue it in this age. But I'll surely try after my job, after my BTech.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So where are you studying currently? Engineering. Which college?
It's ABES Engineering College, Ghaziabad.
Ghaziabad. Okay. Hmm. So what else? Yeah. So you've been watching like fashion shows from like 12th, 10th, 12th. Right?
Yes.
Do you also draw? Like
Yeah.
you do
Yes, I do.
draw designs, right? Models, I think. So do you like drawing anatomy?
Yes. Actually, drawing has been the basic thing that I had been practicing since my childhood as a hobby. I do
Wow.
sketch, I make portraits, and yeah,
So did you
that's
have
it.
any tutor or a trainer, anybody
No,
else,
no,
a mentor? No?
no.
Hmm. I do kind of draw sometimes as well, but then it's been a long time. I think it's been like 3 years at least since I passed through.
That's a
Sometimes I
long time.
paint. Yeah, yeah. So what else? Do you sing?
Swim?
Sing, like sing.
Swim? Yes, yes, I do. I do.
You do sing. Okay. What kind of music do you listen to?
All type of, but basically, which are related to Bollywood and have a classical touch interest in them.
Hmm.
I had to learn classical music also, but after my 12th or since I was in 8th standard, but I was not able to do so. This thing also.
Hmm. Did you also like participate in competitions in your school?
Yes, I do. Yes, in school also and in college also. I'm included in a band which is made in my college, so I'm a
Oh,
member of that.
oh, do you still play? Like still is the band on?
Yes.
Do you still play in the band? Oh, oh wow.
Yeah.
So do you like perform in cafes and venues?
Yes, actually, this is in my bucket list, but I haven't did this yet.
Okay. So how do you spend your normal day after college? What do you do?
After college, actually, our departure time is 4:30, and I reach my home by 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Then just taking some rest, having some meal, uh, scrolling some reels on Instagram, chatting with the friends, some sort of study, then dinner, then sleep. That's a normal schedule.
Hmm, okay. How's the nightlife in Ghaziabad?
Oh, what study,
How's
sir?
the nightlife? The nightlife. Nightlife.
I I
Nightlife.
don't
Nightlife. Don't you
night's
don't know
life.
what? Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear it clearly. Yeah, it's quite good. If you are living in a if you are living in a posh area, it's really good. Or
Hmm.
normal areas also, it's quite crowded and market is very good. So nights are good.
Hmm.
But actually, the real fun of night time is in Delhi only. It's not in Ghaziabad because you can
Okay.
travel and yeah, you can get a night out in Delhi. That's more. I
Hmm.
prefer that.
Also, Ghaziabad is kind of like a separate district or something
No, no, it's a
away from the
city.
city. It is a
It's a
city.
city.
Okay. Hmm. Maybe it's not as crowded as Delhi, is it?
No, Delhi is the capital of India. It's very crowded.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Um. So yeah, you've been to only North India, right? Okay. What about the food? Do you like street food? Delhi is
Yes,
famous
of
for its
course.
street food, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Street food is good but unhealthy too. Uh,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I used to prefer that, but when I have grown up, then I know the value of homemade food, and I'm a pure vegetarian.
Hmm. Do you also cook?
Sometimes I
Okay.
don't know
Okay.
cooking much, but I can make roti paratha.
That's nice. So, do you have plans to go abroad? So you were talking about IELTS, right?
Yeah, actually, I want to go abroad, and I'm not really sure whether I will study more. I want to study more because after placements, all I want is a job, decent thing.
Hmm.
But if I do some private study like my post graduation and all that, then I'll do it private, side by side my job, or I'll go for
Right.
competitive exams from
Mm-hmm.
Germany. I'm planning to.
Oh, you're planning to learn German. Okay.
No, not learn German. I'm planning to go to Germany.
Planning to go to Germany. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you don't want to learn German before that?
I would love to because I have already applied for German. German language
Hmm.
is being taught in my college also. It's gonna be taught. It's not. It hasn't come into play yet.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a certificate course, is it? Or your GPA? Yeah. Yeah.
Not really, but we will be provided with some additional classes also.
Right. Right. Okay. So do you read? Do you have a reading habit, Sanskriti?
Not really, but I want to develop it.
Hmm. Have you read any novels?
Yes, we used to read novels when I was in school. I have read Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. In 10th standard, I have read The Tempest when I was in 12th
Hmm.
standard because I am a student passed my 12th from ICSE board. So the novels are necessary in that dramas
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Okay. Have you read any Harry Potter books?
No, I have not.
You're not into Harry Potter. Okay. Yeah, I think for me it was Harry Potter, which got me into reading. I read the whole series. I didn't read it in physical form. So back then they were pretty expensive, right? And I used to get excited whenever a new Harry Potter book, gets released, right? So what I would do is I would look for its PDF. free PDF. Like hours, just hours after the book gets released, right? The PDF would be out in some
Um,
torrent website. I would just fish for some torrents and I would download the books. So back when the seventh book was out, right? I got so excited that day, and like that morning, it was a buzz with excitement, like all over the media, right?
yeah,
And I was searching through online, online torrent sites, and I came across the PDF and I downloaded it. Back then, I was still finishing the previous books, right? I was on book 5 or something back then, and I was reading it fast. And I used to sit for hours before the computer screen, scrolling through the PDF, and that's how I got into reading. So since then, like I've been a fan of epic fantasy novels. So I read a lot of epic fantasy novels. Do you know Lord of the Rings?
not rings. I have heard the
Lord of the
name.
Rings. Yeah. So then I read that after that. So it's been
Harry Potter
I read every day.
characters actually interest me. Hermione is there, Harry Potter. They are good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's actually. I mean, reading changes your life. And before reading, your thoughts are all unorganized, right? But
Yeah.
then once you start reading, you acquire structured language, and with structured language, you're able to pin down your thoughts. Put categories to your thoughts, right? And you know what you're talking about once you start reading. So it
Okay.
kind of gives a skeleton to your thoughts, and it changes your life.
I'll develop it as soon as possible because I wanted because my teachers have recommended this so much. So I bought a book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People,
Highly effective people,
written
yeah.
by written by
Mm.
Stephen Goes. So I read half of it, but I left them when I started reading
Mm.
Bhagavad Gita. But I read two verse, but then I started hearing audiobooks because audiobooks really interest me more rather than reading. But I neither do.
Mm-hmm. Have you tried listening to any uh, audiobooks of audiobooks of any novels?
No, I have not tried that.
It's actually very interesting. Like it's like listening to a story, someone telling you a story. It's kind
Okay,
of
I'll
fun.
try. I'll try.
Yeah. Some people they narrate as well as act out the voices. They give voices to the characters. That's fun. Some authors do. Some readers do that. So you'd have to search for it though. Uh, like some particular readers. I don't know. You'll have to look for it.
Okay.
Nonfiction, yeah, you do. Nonfiction is kind of like listening to nonfiction audiobooks is like listening to podcasts. Right? Not much difference
Yes,
really.
I love podcasts.
Podcasts are good.
I
So,
love
do you
listening.
watch movies? Hmm.
Yeah, I watch movies, but movies don't really interest me that much. I'm not a movie buff at all. Very less.
Shows?
Much. Yeah,
What about
shows.
shows?
There is the Ranveer show, if you have heard about it, TRS.
No, no, not much.
Do you know Ranveer
TRS.
Singh? Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. That okay. Celebrity
yeah.
shows. Okay. No, no. I'm not much into Bollywood really. So
Okay,
I
okay.
mostly
No,
watch.
he's not a celebrity. He's a normal guy. You can search on YouTube, and I am really, really fond of his podcast,
Hmm,
The Ranveer Show, TRS. You would love it.
okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you were talking about Ranveer Kapoor or something.
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay, okay. TRS. Okay.
Yeah,
So he's a podcaster.
yes. Not just a podcaster, but he's also a gym trainer. He was a gym trainer. He had done engineering, and later on, he has started his career in Hindi and English podcast. They're very
Mm-hmm. Oh,
informative and
Ranveer
interesting.
Allahabadia.
Yes.
Ranveer Allahabadia. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Shall
So what
I
else? Oh
sign
yeah,
off?
it's about time, right? Yeah, yeah, it's about time.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So it was nice talking to you, Sanskriti.
Same
And
here.
your language is pretty good. Your language is pretty good. You have an intermediate level language, and you are kind of a fluent speaker, I would say. You could improve your vocabulary further through developing a reading habit, a consistent reading habit. Right. You could try learning some idiomatic expressions as well each day, right? And expand your vocabulary. Okay.
Okay.
Certainly do that.
Could you give me just some tips for improving my fluency also? And I have a really keen interest in trying new accents.